Senator Mike Braun spending part of the day in South Bend as part of his 92-county tour talking to Hoosiers. WSBT 22 First in the Morning anchor Bob Montgomery got a chance to ask him about his thoughts ahead of the Republican debate tonight and the charges against former President Donald Trump.
What is your concern on a personal level, whether it be as a governor's candidate or as a person, as a sitting member of Congress, that the litany of criminal charges against him, against your party's standard bearer right now, continues to grow? He's going to be in the news again tomorrow, when he turns himself in Georgia.
Well, I think that litany has been there since the Mueller report, since the first impeachment.
But these are criminal charges.
I know, and criminal charges brought up, in many think a political way in jurisdictions that look like, will there be a fair trial? I think that all of that ought to be litigated in a political way through the election, and not to where it looks like you're orchestrating it in a way where you're weaponizing against your main political opponent. And I don't think anybody's going to feel good about that, and I think it's going to linger if that's the approach you take, because I don't think the underlying issues underpinning it will go away.
So are you
and I'm just saying that's describing the situation. Sure. I'm not going to make an opinion other than that's, I think, what's at play.
Sure.
And we'll see how it plays out. And anybody that's part of it will have to make the decision in terms of where they're at, in terms of whether that's a good approach or not.
But are you suggesting that all of the charges against him, all the litany of charges, we'll exclude the New York hush money charges, but all of the election interference charges are bogus charges, are all political charges?
I guess we'll find out through the proceedings. I think the motivation for putting them out there in the first place would be largely political, and I think most Republicans lean that way. And if you want to measure it, every time another charge is levied, he seems to get stronger in the polls.
Braun would not tell us whether Trump should remove himself from the race if he's convicted before the election. For Bob's full interview with Senator Braun, go to our website, WSBT.com.
The first presidential debate is tonight in Wisconsin. Republicans who are trying to knock former President Donald Trump from the party's top spot in the race for the White House will take to the stage. Sinclair's chief political correspondent Scott Thuman is in Milwaukee tonight with the latest.
Well, it's not the entire field here tonight, but a large chunk of it, and they'll be trying to find those breakout moments, something to separate themselves from the rest of the pack, earn some chatter, and more importantly, some donors and supporters. But pundits will tell you that at least for now, this is a race for second place. The matchup in Milwaukee certain to catapult the presidential race to a new level, but some of the spectacle missing, with Donald Trump choosing not to attend. Pointing to a new poll showing most Republicans, 74%, say they would support him in a general election. Trump's surrogate, Kari Lake, says there's no need for Trump to take part.
Real Clear Politics shows him up 40 points. This is almost an unheard of advantage. He's already done the job. He's proven himself.
At the same time, never seen someone indicted 4 times. How much does that play into it?
Actually, I've noticed that every time he's indicted, his poll numbers go up.
Meanwhile, many see it as a better chance to introduce themselves. An opportunity, says former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson. But the one-time U.S. attorney also wants to hold Trump, there or not, accountable.
I'm convinced we can't win with Donald Trump, and that's the whole purpose of this debate, is who's the right alternative that can lead our party.
A sentiment sure to be echoed by another former prosecutor, Chris Christie.
The American people want to see is, what's your plan for the future? Are you strong enough to be able to implement them?
All the expected fighting, though, is also a worry for the party, aware in the end they'll have to coalesce or risk the White House.
We recognize that Democrats, time and time again, they have their disagreements behind closed doors, but they come together, they unite, and they win. And so as a Republican Party, I think next year we're looking forward, hopefully better than ever before, coming together.
One of the big questions is just how much attention will the candidates really get out of this debate? Keep in mind, Trump is trying to drive viewers to watch his interview tonight instead, and then tomorrow he turns himself into Atlanta authorities for an arrest. Again, all of that drawing focus away from this debate. In Milwaukee, Wisconsin, I'm Scott Thuman.
And of course, it's the dangerous heat and humidity that's been the talk around the area today. Heat index values well in the triple digits. We do the same thing tomorrow, but relief not too far behind. We're going to take a look ahead to that weekend forecast next.